Welcome to the Berean Sports Podcast, brought to you by the Berean Sports Network. I'm your host, Dean Hendricks. I'm the athletic director here at Berean Christian School, and I am joined by our cheerleading coach, Barbie Candales.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting day overall. We started with some news media this morning with Channel 5 coming in to get a glimpse at our football team as well as our cheerleading squad, and there was a lot of positivity surrounding that, and it's just been a full media day.
It really has. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going here. So for those of you who don't know this, because you won't know this is actually take number 2 or 3 that we've had due to technical difficulties, so we're just excited to have this conversation all over again.
Let's do it.
So you are the head varsity cheerleading coach for our fall, winter, and our competitive cheer teams.
Yes.
So that is a lot. That basically runs throughout the entirety of the year.
Yes.
And not to mention, not only does it run the entirety of the year, you guys also have some things that you do during the summer, which I know you guys got a bit of that this past summer, kind of a first look at cheerleading summer camp.
Yes. I actually took over the program at the end of last year, and FCC had reached out to us because it is a camp that we used to go to in the prior years. Cool thing about it, it is a Christian camp. So not only were they able to teach us new cheers and chants and dances, the latter half of the day, we would have our worship time. So we were able to connect not only as a squad working together on our cheers, but we were also able to connect spiritually as well.
Awesome. And for those people who do not know, what is FCC? What does that stand for?
It's the Florida Christian. Oh.
All right, ready? I'm going to ask you again.
What is it? I forgot.
It's Fellowship of Christian Cheerleaders.
Fellowship of Christian Cheerleading.
Sorry, John.
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you asking the question again?
I'm going to ask you again, yeah.
Wait. Fellowship Christian
Cheerleaders.
Okay.
Sorry. I should have asked you that beforehand.
That's
All right.
okay.
So for those people who don't know, what does FCC stand for?
It stands for Fellowship Christian Cheerleaders.
Awesome. Yeah, and we love being a part of that organization. Like you said, they reached out this summer and said, hey, it had been a couple years since you guys got involved, and we just had the right girls in place as far as the cheerleading girls who
Yes.
wanted to go. We were able to create that, as well as they made a lot of ways for them to be able to attend to make it more financially feasible, as well as time frame and everything.
Yes, the organization was absolutely amazing. They gave us such a grace period and really welcomed us. They have a minimum of girls that could go per squad, and because it was such short notice, we had less than the minimum. But the girls were so dedicated to going and learning that I was able to take a small group of the girls to go.
That's exciting. I mean, that's a big undertaking for just taking over at the end of the year. You know, we did have Mrs. Forrester had been our cheer coach for a long time, and we were so thankful for all of the time and energy that she put into the cheerleading squad. And taking over, you know, at the end of the year after the spring game, the spring football game, to be able to then take the girls there, you had a lot of confidence to be able to do that, kind of that first summer go-around. So I think, based on our conversations in the past, a lot of that confidence in wanting the girls to do that is based on your past experiences.
Yes.
Because talking about your background a little bit, so you did, you were on the competitive dance team for UCF.
Yes.
And why don't you talk a little bit just about that and about your experience there?
Sure. I've danced my entire life. I was a bit of a tomboy growing up, so my parents are like, you got to go do something else. So started dance, fell in love with it. I fell in love with it because of the skills and, you know, just I wanted to be an athlete. And yes, for those of you that disagree, cheerleaders and dancers are athletes. So I wanted to continue growing as an athlete. I didn't know what my future held as far as scholarships and all that stuff. But as I grew in love with it, I knew I wanted to do this collegiately. I applied, got into school at UCF. I wanted to be a dancer and represent the school and got into that. I danced for football games, and then in the fall and in the spring, we did competitions.
Awesome. That's super exciting. I think there's a huge aspect of cheerleading, and there's a lot of opportunities within cheerleading that a lot of girls and guys may not know about at the next level. And kind of moving into that, you guys do the first competitive, basically camp with
Yes.
FCC, and then you guys start rolling into the new year. I know you guys held tryouts right before the school year started, and then also again once the school year did start. I know you were telling me a little bit earlier that the team is young this year, and so why don't you just talk about the team? And I know you're extremely excited about them though, because they're so on board with it. I mean, we did the news with Channel 5 this morning, and they just kept coming back saying, man, we love your cheerleaders. They're so energetic. They're so excited about this whole thing.
Yes.
They came back to us literally 7 or 8 times for them to just cheer and be excited and just help people wake up in the mornings.
Yes. So for some coaches, I know it would be hard and kind of nerve-wracking knowing that you have such a young group of girls on a squad, because cheerleading, or any sport for that matter, does take a lot of discipline, does take a lot of commitment, and to have such a young age, I was a little bit hesitant. But knowing how long that we would have these girls to give them the opportunity to grow, not only as a better student, but as a better athlete, and just build that community of sisters around them, I was just really excited for. When we did go to the FCC camp, I had one freshman come. She tried out last spring, and she did so well with the upperclassmen. And it wasn't because of her doing alone. It was also because of these upperclassmen that kind of took her under their wings and helped grow her. And that's, to me, is more exciting than the competitions and the football games and all that. It's just watching these girls form this beautiful relationship.
Yep, absolutely. And I agree. And I think that that is kind of across Berean athletics, is something that we're trying to do in the department, is develop those traditions and those expectations amongst our leadership kids, those kids who are, whether they're older or whether they're just more mature and they take those leadership roles on those teams, that they are coming alongside those younger students to make them not just feel comfortable, but feel involved, feel excited, and then, again, helping them to train to be the leaders for tomorrow. So
Absolutely. And that's something I really embed in my girls during practices. Half our practices is practicing our cheers and our dances and stuff, but the other one is, growing spiritually, not only in the Word of God, but also working together and knowing that this is a leadership role. Whether you're young, whether you're old, on the squad, you're taking a role, because yes, our older girls are kind of mentoring our younger girls, but we don't know how we're affecting those around us that aren't part of the team. And they see that, and they see that growth within that squad, and maybe they want to do it. Maybe they want to make a change, and they're just not or they don't feel like they have the support with their friends. And it's just it's a great experience for these girls, especially my younger ones. Again, I was hesitant about having the younger ones, but I know it's such a good thing for them, because now if they do decide to stick with it, we'll have them as 7th graders all the way to as seniors. And seeing that and thinking about the growth that they can have and the impact that they can have is just, I'm so excited to see that change.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think a word that you used kind of before we jumped on the podcast was just being advocates of the school, of themselves. And do you want to just talk to that just a little bit?
Yeah. So a conversation that we have over and over again over each practice is, when you put on that uniform, you're not representing the uniform. First and foremost, you're representing Christ. Second, you're representing yourself. And third, you're representing BCS. They have to have a love for God. They have to have a love for themselves, and they have to have a love for the school. And walking around with that uniform, even having a bow in your hair, knowing what you stand for and who you stand for is, embedded in their brains over and over again, because the more confident they feel in themselves or in their faith, the more confident they're going to be out on the field.
Yep, absolutely. And I think, as we continue to talk about cheerleading and what the expectations are and what the hopes and kind of dreams are for that squad moving forward, I think that an important piece of that is just what the role of cheerleading is in the school, because obviously there's the areas of going to the games and cheering on the sidelines and getting the attendance of the game and the players excited about it and doing it that way. But what do you think that the overall role of cheerleading is on campus? I know you talked a little bit about being advocates and what you represent when you walk through the hallways and things like that. But just continue to talk about what that role is on campus and then where you kind of see that going into the future.
Yeah, honestly, I think we're a bridge between the students and the athletes and the games. If our job is to get the students and their peers excited about going to these games. We all know that you perform better when you have a large crowd, cheering you on. Yes, the cheerleaders can get you going, but having that crowd there or seeing, your friend from 7th period or grandpa that came in from out of town to watch you play, that's just, amazing. And having that bridge between being the cheerleaders with the school and with, at home, because we do have a lot of homeschoolers on our team that can come out and bring, a bigger crowd. I really feel like BCS is making a turn in everything that we're doing. And the more our name gets out there, the more positivity that we bring, the more excited that we get people around us, the bigger turnout we're going to get and the bigger support. Yeah,
absolutely. I totally agree. And I think that the cheer squad is extremely important. Now, I will say selfishly, my wife was actually on the Berean cheer squad. And so, we went to school here and that's where we met. And so I actually, as it may not always seem, but I am very excited, very supportive of our cheerleaders. I love seeing them at the games. I think they are a huge part of the athletic department as a whole. So with that being said, what is the best way for people to get involved and help support our cheerleaders or help to get involved with cheerleading? If you want to talk through maybe just the different seasons and just what sports they support in those seasons and kind of going through that direction. Because I'm sure that after watching this or hearing about this, that there will be a number of girls who are interested in getting involved. And you want to just talk through how to get involved and what that would mean?
Yeah. We are going to start off the season with our football team. And then that'll be our fall season. Our winter season will be basketball. But as far as getting involved, watch out for us. I mean, we have a couple of surprises coming up our sleeves that, we'll be doing around campus and stuff. And, the cheerleaders will have a big brother on the football team that we're going to be able to support. And just getting, trying to get as many people involved as possible, getting them excited about the sport, getting them excited about Berean, just getting them to come out here. And really going back to FCC when we went there, it was really amazing to see the girls' faces and realizing that it is so much bigger than, the 4 girls that did go there. In the community that it brings and builds and stuff like that. And after winter, it is competition season. And they did so well at camp that we actually got a bid to nationals this year. Are we going to go and compete? I don't know. Are we going to go and support? Absolutely, because we did create some families there. So if you are interested in cheering on the team, come find me, email me. My email is on our website. I'm here on campus every day, and I want to see how you can get involved.
Awesome. Well, with that, I hope that people do get involved. I think our cheer squad is going to continue to grow as it has over the years, and we're going to go on to continue to build on to bigger and better things. I think the last thing we want to touch on here is, with the football season, with this being the fall, currently is that everyone's going to be able to find the cheerleaders at our home field, which is here actually on campus. And that we're very excited about that.
That's so exciting.
And so we're trying to figure out, again, like you said, to watch out, because we're trying to figure out some certain ways that the cheer squad can do some really exciting, fun stuff. Since it is our property, it is our expectations, and allowing them to be a little more free to do some more fun things.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely watch us on campus. Watch us at the games. Come and get excited, not only for our football team, but for Berean. We are just making so many moves, and I'm just so excited, and I can see the faces in every student here.
Yep, absolutely. So we're excited about it, and I think that's going to about close it up for us. Okay. But thank you so much for coming and having a quick chat with us.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to it, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.